No, you do it.
No, you do it.
I don't. Is it number 27?
I don't know what number it is.
It's 27.
Yes, okay, you do it. No, you do it.
Go.
What?
Welcome back.
This whole thing is going in the intro, so someone might as well do it.
What?
This is comedy.
Welcome back to the first episode 1 of the Simps Daytime Podcast.
The only episode
The only
that'll ever be
episode
during
ever.
the day.
This is episode 27. Welcome back, everyone. How are you doing?
I hate my life.
Movies.
Yeah.
How's everyone been?
We've been
Well,
good.
Jackson's been shit.
Jackson, you've had a rough couple weeks here.
Yeah, my life kind of sucks. It just kind of comes with the gig.
Yeah.
Of being Jackson Hadley.
Yeah.
Jackson
Of having such a disgustingly beautiful face.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is that a compliment or a
it was a
It's
backhanded
both.
compliment.
Yeah.
backhanded compliment?
That's a
Yeah,
little
pretty
backhand
much.
action.
You're ugly.
Yeah.
I'll take it though.
You've had a lot of L's in the past few weeks.
A lot of L's. I'm 1-5 in my fantasy league. That's for a lot of money.
Yeah.
I can't seem to get a trade off for
You're
any
all-
emergency running back for tonight.
You're 0-4 in our Simps Sports. You guys should
Yeah.
check that out, by the way. It's
Yeah.
really, really funny. Jackson loses every week.
I drank a burger and then put on makeup.
Yeah.
That's how my
And a
life
hot
is going.
dog soup.
Yeah, that one will be out by the time this video's out.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy, guys.
Yeah.
So, what did we do this week, guys? What did we do?
What did we do?
Did we watch some movies?
We watched
watched the
multiple
movies.
movies.
Wow, what did we watch?
Multiple movies.
Well-
Well, I watched 1/25 of a movie.
Yeah, Ethan doesn't like to stay up.
Yeah.
To be
So-
fair, the movie was a 3-hour movie.
Yeah, that
And it was
we watched
very-
it late.
It was
And it was
late.
very slow.
And we watched it late.
Yeah.
There were a lot of factors going against you, but you had G Fuel
And
you
I
still
probably
failed.
had 2 hours of sleep the night before.
But you had G Fuel and you still failed.
Well, I did too, Ethan, and
Well,
I watched some movie.
You know what? Fuck you.
Ethan just had caffeinated dreams. His dreams were just going 100 miles an hour.
I think during the movie I went, ugh. And
Yeah,
then-
you did.
and you guys looked at me. Also, I had a dream while we were watching the movie.
Yeah, no, because you were like,
Yeah.
What was your dream?
I'm trying to. I don't. Fuck.
It was something.
It was something. Maybe if it'll come to me, I'll tell you. But I had a dream during the movie.
Well, do you remember you made a noise and you kind of like moved and like I looked over and you just passed out and I was like, Ethan? You're like, huh? And I was like, are you asleep? And you're like, no, or it was right after because they mentioned there was some Jewish
Oh,
reference.
yeah, it's a one.
Oh yeah, you said
wandering
Ethan.
Jew.
They said Jews,
And
and
you're
I was
like-
oh.
Yeah, you're like, yeah.
wow, great.
I was like, were you watching that, Ethan? You're like, yeah.
Also, I was falling asleep, and Joe just like slapped my
Because you
leg.
started snoring.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did start.
You
snoring.
started snoring real loud. And so
Yeah.
it had to be done. I had to lay out the band hammer.
The
Yeah.
band hammer. You banned me.
I did
banned
ban
from all
All
Simpsons
movies.
all Simps. Nope, not Simps Sports. It's
Simps
not
content?
Simps Sports. But yeah, we watched The World's End and Stalker for this week.
Yeah,
2 very different movies.
very different.
Kind
Very
of
different.
pretty much opposites.
Yeah.
Complete
Really?
opposites.
Well, kind of. 2
pretty
apocalyptic
much.
worlds, but the structure.
So they're
of the
exactly
fair.
the same.
The structure of the movie was the opposite. The movie structure was the opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah, which one do you guys want to talk about first?
Well, I guess we'll talk about the first one that we watched, right?
Sure.
The World's End. Joe, take it away.
Yeah, this is my suggestion. This is the 3rd and final Cornetto trilogy movie
Cornetto
from Edgar Wright.
from Edgar Wright.
Are you just gonna be my echo for this? It is a world. It's about a group of guys go back to the village they grew up in England, and it's the whole village has changed around them. They question, has the village changed? Have we changed? What's happening? Then it turns out it's a alien invasion, and they're replacing people and trying to get Earth to become productive like the rest of the galaxy by making these copies of people that are very boring and bland, and they just go about their life and don't do anything basically.
Yeah. Well, also the main plot point of the movie before all that is they're trying to complete the Golden Mile
Yes.
and go to all 12 pubs across the whole town.
Which
Not the aliens, but the humans.
group.
Yeah,
The group of
aliens are
guys.
trying to get fucked up.
the pals.
Yeah,
I love the movie.
Yeah.
Good.
I liked it.
it is a very good movie.
It
I
was
did enjoy it a
entertaining.
lot.
Although I will say this is probably my least favorite Edgar Wright movie. Least good, I should say. It's not my least favorite. Makes it sound bad.
It's the least goodiest.
This is the least perfect Edgar Wright movie, I think.
Yeah,
I do still love it though. It's a great movie.
it is. I really enjoyed it. I like that it's literally the whole thing is just them trying to get fucked up, and then they just get caught in some shit, but they're still trying to get fucked up while this whole thing is happening.
Yeah, Gary King, the main character, is so good.
Yeah,
Because it's Simon Pegg. It's so different from like the other two that he did for the Cornetto trilogy.
yeah.
He's just insane.
No, the scene I saw like some scene on YouTube like a few years ago, and it was like pretty much replicating that same bar scene when they first start fighting all the clones of everybody.
The bathroom
And-
one, or
No,
the big
one,
fight scene
and where he's like trying to like keep his beer,
Oh yeah,
and
that's
stuff.
so good.
and so like he's like ducking punches and the beer is flying out and falling back in it and stuff, and like that stuff. Like that type of scene is just like, I think that's just like perfect. It's just hilarious.
That might be the funniest scene in the movie.
Yeah.
It's up there for sure.
Yeah.
Just that whole it's just Edgar Wright shoots action so well, and he just had, like it's like unique action too. Like that's just such a dumb idea, but like with it for his character and like just the story, it's just so perfect.
Yeah.
It fits so well, and it's just such a funny moment when finally at the end, like of like a minute and a half of him just like close calls of his beer spilling.
Yeah.
It just gets like knocked over or whatever. It's been a while since we watched it. It's been like almost 2 weeks, so I don't remember exactly how it spills, what happens, but
it
it
just
spills.
spills at the end. After all that trouble.
After all the trouble, he doesn't even get a drink.
It does have like, I see how it is in that trilogy though, because it is like very reminiscent of Hot Fuzz in the way it is shot and the way the sounds are implemented in the movie. Like I remember in Hot Fuzz how a lot of the shots are like, obviously it's a fast-paced movie, same as Hot Fuzz. But like there's a lot of graphic matches, there's a lot of like whenever they like set down their drinks or whatever, and the camera just like goes from the drinks to them like very fast. Like I remember from Hot Fuzz, they were just like where they like crack a beer open and then it like goes to them pretty fast. It's just like pretty reminiscent of the movie. That's why I want to watch Shaun of the Dead now, because I'm interested.
Shaun of the Dead is like the birth of his style. It's kind of cool to watch. It's kind of him like figuring out the Edgar Wright style.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is the only one that contends with Hot Fuzz. Like I don't like, cause I don't know.
Is a great movie.
Hot Fuzz is amazing. Hot Fuzz is definitely my favorite of the trilogy, and I don't think it'll ever be. It might. I mean, it's up there. It fights for my favorite Edgar Wright movie too, just because that movie's so good, and just like the last 30 minutes of that movie is hilarious. And yeah, I just love how Edgar Wright, like with the Cornetto trilogy, it was just basically him, like paying tribute to genres that he liked, because like Shaun of the Dead's a zombie movie, obviously, and then the Hot Fuzz is like the buddy cop thing, and then obviously Alien Invasion sci-fi movie for World's End. It's just kind of his view how he would do it, and it's making kind of they're almost like parody but not parody.
Yeah.
They're definitely not parody, but like that's like you could think they're parody.
Yeah.
Of the genres that they represent.
They're just a comedy of that same genre.
Yeah, the thing is, when you think of parody, you think of kind of like low quality and like cheap. But these movies are better than most of the movies that come out of those genres that are legit. So, like Shaun of the Dead is still probably the best zombie movie I've ever seen. It's a classic.
It is a classic.
And Hot Fuzz is definitely the best buddy cop movie I've seen.
Okay, you can't really call that an outright zombie movie, Shaun of the Dead. I mean, it's a comedy. It's a
zombie movie.
It is.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay, but
it's a zombie.
If you're wanting to compare it to like legit movies of that genre, if you want to talk about like a legit zombie movie that does not,
It has a
compare
parenthesis of comedy in front of it.
Yeah.
But like, why does that matter? Does it have to be serious to be a zombie movie?
Well, no, not necessarily, but I'm just saying, like, they don't try really to make the zombies look...
It's almost... It's its own genre compared to an actual zombie.
Yeah, like an actual zombie movie that I'm thinking of would be like World War Z or like...
There's a clear...
But it's still like the basic plot of there is an apocalypse of zombies.
But there's a like genre of, comedy.
Yeah, compared to
movies.
drama slash I don't know.
Yeah.
But
It's a zombie.
Zombie. In my eyes, I just see it as a zombie movie. It's just because there are other zombie movies.
It is It is a parody.
I wouldn't say it's a parody.
It is It's probably a parody.
Edgar Wright wouldn't call them parodies. I don't think anyone would call them parodies.
Yeah, I don't think it's a parody. It's just a comedic zombie movie.
It's literally just him paying tribute to the genre. He's not trying to make fun of it. He's literally just saying, "This is my vision of the genre. I'm gonna make it."
Yeah,
you're right. That's fair.
And also, his comedy is always spot on in all of those. I love his comedic stuff.
His timing is what is.
Yeah. His comedy is mostly visual, less actual. Just.
But then his audio is
slapsticks tennis.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the dialogue just moves so quickly through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like there's so many jokes that everyone probably misses because they're just so subliminal. Like, I don't know. His comedic timing is what makes Edgar Wright, and his visual timing, like you said.
Yeah.
Yeah. And his dialogue's like he doesn't write it to be like realistic. He just writes it to be very just smooth, I guess. Like people always know the right thing to say. Pretty much, or if they're saying something wrong, it like has like almost a rhythm to it. Like it just moves like that. It just keeps going.
Yeah. Very, very good.
His movies do not really ever stall.
Not really.
They're always foot on the gas, and that's so funny that I don't know why I like both that and also the really slow stuff.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you after we got to Stalker.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah, we'll talk about that after.
later. But yeah. So you guys now have you seen, besides Shaun of the Dead? None of you have seen Shaun of the Dead.
I've seen Shaun of the Dead. I wrote a paper on it.
Okay, so it's just Ethan that
Yeah.
everyone else has seen all of Edgar Wright's main movies. There's Fistful of Fingers, which I haven't even seen because I've heard is bad. Because he made it in like the late '90s when he was like I think 20 something.
Joe doesn't want to watch a bad Edgar.
Yeah, no, he doesn't want to ruin his absolute
Also, I don't know if
it's
I don't know if it's available anywhere. But
Well, it's definitely probably available.
Yeah.
I know he made it when he was like 20. Like he was young when he made it.
Yeah, but Amazon Prime's got everything though.
Actually, you know what? You guys keep talking. I'm gonna check. I actually want to see. I might watch that.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really have anything else to say except for it was good.
It was like there isn't really much that could have gone wrong in the movie.
Yeah, there isn't a complexity to it. So there's just not much to talk about. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, it was
literally just a movie about getting fucked up and having a good time, kind of.
Yeah,
but it was also
I don't know. Everything just flows so well, and it's just.
Yeah. The only thing that you can take from it is like, what's the final message of it, kind of, and that was just like, what he was trying to hit on the whole movie
was we're all fuck ups pretty much.
Yeah, we're imperfect, but that makes us perfect.
Yeah, but
also the whole you need to grow up kind of a thing was there the whole time.
Yeah,
with Simon Pegg's character, it was I don't know, he wasn't out of his childhood yet, and he was
dwelling on the past.
Yeah, dwelling on the past, kind of. I don't know.
Also, another message was like, even though something looks good on the outside, it's not on the inside.
Yeah. With
the town and with whatever his name is, character. I don't know who the actor is.
Oh, yeah.
Big boy.
What was his name?
Nick Frost. Who are you talking about?
Yeah, Nick Frost.
Yeah, Nick Frost.
How like he looked like he had a perfect life, and Edgar Wright's character, like really.
Edgar Wright
stars in the film.
You mean Simon Pegg?
Simon Pegg. I thought you said
names.
Simon Pegg wrote it with Edgar Wright. Simon Pegg helped Edgar Wright write all of the Cornetto trilogy.
how he looked at his character like, oh, you've got your shit together, but in the end he said, no, like, my wife left me and shit's kind of gone bad. I might have a job, but my life sucks shit right now. And then the same thing with, like, the town, like, to be seemingly good on the surface when there's an alien invasion occurring.
Well, also the other one of their friends that was actually turns out to be one of these
The copies, or whatever
copy
they
guys.
call.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What were they called again? Why can't I
They
think
called them.
Sleeves.
No, they called them.
sleeves?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, they said that's what they called them.
That was
that's
like
what
one
the
of the-
aliens called them.
They called them blanks.
Blanks, that's
Blanks.
the
The
word.
alien called them sleeves. The aliens, or like the people who knew what they were, called them sleeves. Because I remember the first time they like talked about it with someone in a bar, they called it sleeves.
Slaves, you mean?
Sleeves. Okay.
No, they said slaves, and then they would always be like, "We're not slaves.
Yeah, robots, or was it robots are slaves? They're not
We're
robots.
not slaves."
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're not robots.
What
they're
was that
blanks.
line when he was trying to come up with what they were called? Nick Frost line?
It was like breaky headache people or something like
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Breaky headache, something
Yeah.
like that.
Something.
Something like that.
Something.
Yeah, the movie.
Funny movie.
Funny, good movie.
Funny movie make me laugh lots.
Ha ha.
I go ha ha.
Time to rate movie.
Yeah, let's
Time
rate.
to rate.
I rate the movie 4 out of 5.
Wow.
Oh, rating.
It
That's
was
pretty
very
high,
good.
actually.
Yeah, I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it a 4.3
Oh, wow.
Professional rating. Wow.
because
Rating.
Great.
it was good. I really don't have anything else to
It's good.
say.
I like.
I'm giving it a 3 out of 5.
Really?
That's
Ethan
kind of
hates the
low.
movie.
It's not low for me.
Above average, I guess.
It's not low. Like
That's above
it's
average.
nothing special, but it's an entertaining movie.
I would argue the opposite. I think this is a very special
It is
movie.
very
There is no movie like this besides
I
the
think
other Cornetto movies.
This is one of the most visually comedic movies I've ever seen, I think.
Yeah.
That's why I rate it so high.
Yeah, but I rated it a 5 out of 5.
Jesus.
All Edgar Wright movies are 5 out of 5 for me. Besides, the only ones that kind of go down a little bit are Baby Driver and this. Those both are maybe 4.5 to 5, but they're still up there. But yeah, and the other ones are all locked at 5 out of 5.
I think I only have one comedy movie that I would give a 5 out of 5.
Super bad.
No.
That's actually what comedy movie is it? What would it be?
Can you guess what it is?
It's probably something like Cars.
No.
Cars 2. Cars 2.
Cars 2.
It's actually Planes.
Planes is hype.
It's actually
Story
Planes
3.
2.
What about Planes 3?
Dude, do you guys make your
Is
guesses?
it a Monty Python movie?
No.
There are a lot of movies out there.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's Borat.
It's Borat.
Oh, okay, yeah, that is a 5 out of 5.
Borat is my 5 out of 5 comedy
Yeah,
movie.
Borat's like a 4 out of 5 for me.
Yeah, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you give it a 5 out of
5.
5? Yeah, fuck
And
you.
also, I looked, and Fistful of Fingers
Wow,
is
Joe.
not available
Joe,
anywhere.
5 out of 5. That's like, spoiler alert.
You cannot.
That's crazy.
You can't watch it.
You can't
Impossible.
watch it. You would probably have to find out. It might be on YouTube, but I looked up. He was 21 when he released that movie. He was
he
a year
barely
older
drank.
than me. He was a year older. That is, I can't even imagine making a feature-length movie right now.
Let's do it.
I can.
Do you think you could beat Fistful of Fingers?
I can beat any movie ever created.
Okay. Make a feature-length film right now.
Okay.
Start the process right now.
Okay.
What's your title?
I'll need a budget.
Cars 5.
It's actually the Jews take L.A.
Yes, the New Jerusalem.
Yes.
is what it's called.
And it's about the Jews
Taking LA.
taking a trip to L.A. and taking it.
Can you make that like a what's the type of movie like almost like Elf, like Fish Out of Water, is that what it is? Like, look at these Jews, they're in LA, they're in
Yeah.
a big city, they don't know what to do. Oh my god. What will they do?
What will they do
The first
next?
movie I make will be about Jewish people.
What denomination?
Definitely. It'll. That's actually a good idea for it to be like of all of the denominations.
Ooh,
and how they
have
relate.
to work. Do they have to work
to
together?
each other.
Do they have to work together to solve a common goal?
Or it's just like friends and they all shit on each other for their beliefs, even though they all have the same beliefs.
The lesson at the end is that they all
Wow!
have the same
And
beliefs.
they're all Jewish. That's the
The
lesson.
theme is don't judge a book by its cover.
Because they're all the same.
Because they're all Jewish. Duh.
There will be no theme to my first movie.
It's just gonna be like a straightforward, just like piece. Is it? What would it be? What would it be
it's
about
just,
then?
it's
Is it? Can it literally just be people arguing about nothing?
it's literally called Jews Out of Israel.
Well, it'll.
straight out of
Straight out of synagogue.
If it's a comedy, I just know that I want to put like, and I do that idea of like the clash of the different types of Jews, denominations of Jews. I want to have a scene where like they're having a dinner party, and the Orthodox Jew like walks out with a lamb on like a table or like on a platform. He brings it out and he cleaves its head off, and then they all get into a fight.
And he's like holding the cleaver, like
Yeah.
trying to hit him.
Yeah.
That'd be wild. You could shoot that action scene.
And then one of them throws the lamb's
So
head at one of the other one.
Yeah.
There you go.
That should the whole every time someone attacks someone in that movie, they should throw a full lamp at them. It's like you don't know where they're getting the lamps from.
It's,
The whole thing.
it's just like they're in a completely they're just in like their house and just out of nowhere.
That's like something out of like Killer Clowns. That sounds like a
Yeah.
Killer Clowns type thing. That'd be
But
so
better.
Better. Killer Clowns Boo Boo movie confirmed.
What would we
No,
call that?
Killer Clowns is 5 out of 5.
The
Straight Out of Israel is 5.5 out of 5.
Straight
you
out
calling it straight out of Israel?
Yeah.
straight out of Jerusalem.
What about I don't know. I don't have any good plan.
Or The Stars of David. It's about a Jewish singing group.
The Stars of David. That's actually a banger. Can we make that? Let's pitch that idea.
The first Jewish singing group. The Stars of David. Oh, I actually wanted to. I was in a band in high school.
God, guys, you were in a band?
In high school,
I'm totally in a band.
and we wanted to call ourselves the Stars of David.
Was every member Jewish?
It's meant to be,
It's
guys.
just because of me.
It's meant to be.
Were you the singer?
I was a drummer.
Did you sing any vocals? Did you have like a mic that you sang into?
Yeah.
He had a mic that was at like one, like barely, you could barely hear it.
Wait, did you guys just do like covers of songs or did you write your own?
Both.
Ooh. Do you have any recordings?
Mm-hmm.
Can we hear them?
At another date and time.
Next podcast, we're going to be showing all of Ethan's songs.
Yeah.
All right.
So my suggestion for the next week.
No, okay, so let's talk about Stalker.
Okay,
Stay
let's talk
out-
about
stay out
Stalker. Yeah, I just
there.
have something to add for all my fantasy gurus out there.
Oh boy.
Should I trade Juju, or should
only
I
sports
trade
with this guy.
Odell
Do you
Beckham
realize
Jr.
that?
and Mike Williams?
Do you realize that?
Can you
What?
stop talking when I'm
Only
talking?
sports with this guy. Go.
Big sports.
Should I trade Mike Williams and Odell Beckham Jr. for Juju Smith-Schuster and Devonta Freeman when I'm desperate for a running back?
Can I tell you how many people are going to answer your question?
I already know the
Cameron will
answer to
just
that.
comment.
0
yes.
by the time that we get.
I want
to-
the 3 people that are here live to answer this question, not the 0 people that
No.
are going to answer.
No.
The answer is no.
Your
Just
running backs will come.
You're
accept
wrong.
the fact that you're losing
Wrong.
fantasy. Okay?
Fortnite gore is gonna be nuts.
Stalker.
Stalker.
Can I actually
this
see your
was.
thing?
Oh.
What?
Can I actually see like your league?
Yeah.
Fantasy podcast. Welcome back, everyone, to the Fantasy Football Podcast. But yeah.
Stalker.
So Stalker, Ethan, that was your suggestion. Can you describe the movie?
Well,
I can't describe it. I can actually probably describe the movie.
Yeah, you probably could.
I mean, the parts that you were asleep.
The fact that he was asleep for
2 scenes.
1/25th, or he was awake for
1/25th.
one of the 25 fifths. You know what I mean?
He was asleep for most of the movie,
Yep.
and he can still probably explain the plot of the story. And you're saying that this is one of the best movies ever.
It is. That's like the consensus of people that have watched it.
Okay, let me explain the
It's
movie.
one of the
Joe's a
highest
sheep.
rate.
Joe's a sheep.
Let me explain the movie.
I'm a
So,
sheep. I'm going with the crowd because
Basically,
I liked it.
basically what happened is it based in Russia?
It's a fictional country.
It's a fictional country.
It wasn't even filmed in Russia, actually.
This is who you need to pick up, Jackson.
Oh my god.
Right,
Ethan, you're supposed to be describing the
right
movie.
here.
Oh wow, great.
Okay, so basically this is set in the near future, yes, of when it was made.
Yeah.
And basically a place called the Zone wasn't it created by aliens?
It was. They don't know. It was just a meteorite hit Earth, is what they say, and then mysterious things like people were vanishing. They sent in armies. They vanished,
Yeah.
and then there were like rumors about the room in the zone, and it grants like your deepest
Your
wish,
deepest desire.
deepest desire.
Yeah. If you go in the room and what do you have
You
to
concentrate.
do? You
He basically, he says that this is only people who are like truly unhappy can get through the zone, is what he says. And it's basically, you concentrate on the desire that has given you the most grief throughout your whole life.
so you meditate.
Pretty much, yeah.
So at the beginning of the movie, this dude called Stalker. Stalkers are the people that can navigate through the zone to get to the room. Basically, he takes two people with him to get to the zone. And his wife, at the beginning of the movie, is like, fuck you. Don't do it, because it's dangerous and a lot of people just don't come back or return. Also, his daughter...
Monkey.
A big thing at the beginning of the movie is the room shakes like a lot. Did you ever notice that?
Yeah, at the beginning the
yeah.
table shakes.
And the cup moves. That's her.
The cup, yeah.
So basically what happens is he takes along with him a writer and a professor.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they all go to try and get through the zone. And once they get to like the entrance of the zone, they have to like dodge a lot of like army and patrol units and shit. And they end up making it in there. And basically, long story short, they get to the room.
Well, first they walk around the zone, and he's like, oh, the room's right there, and they're like, okay, let's go. And he's like, no, you can't go straight.
Oh yeah.
And so
Yeah,
they
he
have to
talks
go all
about
the way
being
around.
respectful to the zone.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if you don't treat the zone well, basically you'll fall, or the traps will get
And
you.
even if it looks like the longer way, it's the fastest way to get there.
Yeah, he says the fastest, like, what was the line? The fastest route isn't always the a straight path or something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I'm missing besides when they fall asleep for a while?
A long while.
Are there any other events that occur in between them getting to the room?
They lose the professor for a second, and he talks about how they can't go back. And,
also,
you can't go back the same way you came, and the professor goes back to get his bag.
yeah, and the
he's
bag.
Like, he's gone.
He the professor idolizes his bag throughout the movie, right?
Yeah, which we realize at the end is because he had a bomb in it
Yeah.
to blow up the room.
Yeah.
So people would not.
Be able to use it anymore.
Yeah.
For bad people to not be able to utilize it anymore.
He doesn't want it to fall into the hands of evil.
Yes.
He ends up not. Once they get to the room, he ends up not blowing up the bomb. For what reason?
That part I couldn't really tell. They were all kind of just talking for a while, and he seemed pretty dead set. And then the stalker guy was crying about how this was the only thing that brought him happiness, not the room, but the fact that he could bring people to it.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was I don't know. They still seemed pretty set on blowing it up, and then he kind of just took the bomb apart and just tossed everything.
You know why?
I think it's because of the symbolism of the room. Because I'll explain it later. But
Well, he
basically,
talks about how it's the room is hope for everyone, pretty much.
Oh, yeah.
That things will get better.
and the room represents. Before I go into it, the room to Tarkovsky most likely represents religion and spirituality.
Yeah.
Because that's what a lot of his movies are kind of.
Well,
wild.
that actually is interesting about the girl then, because I'll explain it.
Because they also
I'm gonna
talk
bring
about
that back
there's
up.
a lot of like, because Tarkovsky references a lot of like, aren't they icons, right? Religious icons, like in Eastern Europe, how they have all those paintings in like churches and stuff.
Yeah,
and they
like
put on churches.
like on that big
like
like
the image where the writer puts on the Jesus, like the crown of thorns.
Yeah.
That's a very like, this is an icon type religious icon painting.
Yeah.
And
There's also
actually,
a painting in the water.
yeah.
There's
Exactly.
a bunch of stuff like that. all
And
throughout.
also, one thing I realized is actually in our Soviet film class, we were talking about Tarkovsky this week because we're watching one of his movies for our class next week. And one of his movies, Andrei Rublev, is literally the whole movie is based off of an icon painting. So, that's something.
So basically, what happens is the guy disassembles the bomb, and they all leave together. None of them get what they want.
No, well, none of them go into the room.
Yeah.
They all go
Oh,
back,
Yeah.
and then his wife was telling them how she would go, just like so he could, because he was saying how nobody believes in it anymore and nobody will go back with him.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, I'll go if you want me to. And he was like, no, like, what if you fail, pretty much, is what if the room doesn't, or what if the zone won't let you through? And so, yeah. I don't know. I don't really know exactly what was going on the whole end, except for, like, the part with the daughter. But
Yeah, so then the daughter, basically, the room shakes again. She looks at the glass, and it starts shaking, and then I guess she looks away from it, and it stops, and then she does it again, and it starts again, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I love that last shot.
And
That was sick.
so basically, the daughter has ethereal powers, I guess.
Sure.
And
what we can assume.
my assumption is that she was controlling the room or the zone, and that's like the reason why they were able to make it. But also an interesting thing is that if the zone and the room stand for a religious thing, who controls religion? God. In like
No, okay, well,
in a realistic standpoint, who created the idea of religion?
Man.
Okay, and who is controlling the zone?
Man.
Yeah. Well, also, yeah.
Call me brilliant.
Well, also, the other thing I was gonna say about if the room represents religion is throughout that whole thing, I kind of got like a religious or spiritual theme throughout that movie as I was watching it, but I didn't I guess I didn't associate that with the room until you said that. But the other thing is kind of almost like the reoccurrence of like blind faith throughout the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And almost it almost seems like it's pointing out contradictions in religion, as he was always saying you have to do this and this and this, you can't just do this, it's not you won't make it. And then they go through the whole way. The professor then goes back when he says you can't do that, and the professor's fine. Then they go back around, they walk right through a place where there's a trap, and they're fine. I don't know. The whole time it's he's saying how dangerous it is and how you have to stick to this certain path or nobody's gonna make it out.
Mm-hmm.
And every time they they go against that, everybody's fine. So I think that, And then it's also the you know, if he was to blow up the room, that like he almost has nothing left at that point. And like that was his only like sole purpose, pretty much. And then also the fact that his friend, how he was trying to get back his brother, and he went to the room to try and, you know, get that back, but the room wouldn't provide that. So it was basically saying that, I don't know, religion almost doesn't provide what you go there asking for it, kind of sort of thing.
Yeah.
Also, I realized the Stalker is a slower Maze Runner. I just wanted to put that out there. Okay. Give us your 2 cents.
My 2 cents. Well, first of all, just with Tarkovsky movies in general, there's not supposed to be there's not
Hornet
supposed
in the room.
Hornet in the room for today.
God, I love this apartment. Oh, we'll ignore him. He's not gonna hurt us. But basically,
I'm not gonna be able to ignore that.
he'll land somewhere more.
Kill it.
He's fine. He's chilling. Oh, come to me.
Come hang out with us.
Oh.
Go to the window, you idiot.
This is so unbelievable.
He's coming to give his
unsettling.
opinion
I don't.
on Stalker.
Can you?
All right.
Lens.
Let's
Just
hear it,
chill,
Joe.
burn on the light.
Okay, yeah, Jackson, just keep eyes out on him. See where he goes. But basically, Tarkovsky's movies are very much not about... The plot is not something that you should care about when watching a Tarkovsky movie.
Oh,
that is not why he makes the movies. He does not make it to have this plot line that you follow.
Mm-hmm.
They're meant to be kind of an experience. They're meant to be trips into worlds that are not like ours. You're like supposed to be immersed in this grimy, like, just post-apocalyptic type world, and there's so much like mystery around it, and you don't really know. Nice mystery around the world. You don't really know what it is.
Yeah.
And you never really figure out what it is. And that's like part of it, because that's also another thing that goes back to religion. It's kind of just like in the blind faith thing. It's just kind of okay.
Yeah.
What's up, buddy?
You're just kind of meant to sit there and
I don't enjoy.
accept what's kind of shown as
Where'd he go?
being there, being true.
Where'd he go? But here, I also I was watching videos about it last night. Another thing that I found out pretty interesting is Tarkovsky, a quote from him. He said that art... Oh, what'd he say? He said art is able to, like, capture moments of... or he sees art as something that shouldn't be said, like, you shouldn't show art as a story. Art should be like our memories. Like, memories are like kind of this just kind of blob of moments and that are kind of like connected in some way, but like they're kind of just like there. Like, you just have your memories. It's not like a plot.
Yeah.
And that's kind of, because that's kind of how he made art. And he also said something like art should prepare us for death. That is one of his quotes, I think, that it kind of was like, art should, I don't really know. I remember it explained it in the video that I watched about it.
That's a nice.
That's for death.
That's a nice quote. I
Oh
don't know
wow,
it
what a
means.
nice painting. All right, I'm ready to die now.
Yeah. But
Tell me what that means, Joe. Give me give me a deep meaning.
deep meaning
Yeah.
of art prepares us for death.
Yeah, come on. Give me an essay answer.
See, the thing is, dude, I watched the video and it was like really cool how it was connected, but the video was like a 30-minute long, and I just remember the quote.
Okay.
I remember the quote. He explained it was a like stories of old video. If you've ever heard of that YouTube channel, he makes really good videos.
Sweet.
But yeah, and I screenshotted this comment on the video as someone like explaining their view on it, which I thought was really interesting. They said, Stalker is my favorite. I see it as a meta approach to Tarkovsky's roles of filmmaker and artist. Like the Stalker, Tarkovsky guides the scientist, our reason, and the writer, our intellect, through the zone, quote unquote, his films, in order to find the room, our hearts, and see the truth of our spirit. Beautiful as always. I thought that was a very interesting take.
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense. Like, kind of also the room almost like symbolizes like judgment almost, stuff like that.
There's a lot of symbolism in his movies, especially like that's why I always hear people say Tarkovsky's a very difficult director to get into, but
I guess
a lot of people consider him one of the best ever.
I guess the scientist does resemble, or what did that quote say?
It said the scientist is reason.
Yeah.
And then the writer was intellect. Because he was like, oh, let's go straight forward. That's the fastest way. Scientists kind of reasoned with him and realized, and then he has the reason to like, oh, we should probably.
I also see that in their.
this.
I see that in their end goals though too.
Yeah.
Because the scientist had like wanted the reason to blow up the room, Wallace, the writer, just like wanted something out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is intellectual to.
But also then
achieve.
almost it like the pride thing. He would always talk about how the writer had like pride that kind of got in the way from him, doing most of the things as they were throughout the movie. And it's the same thing. He was like, well, now that we're here, I'm not going in your room. He's like, I don't want to. Like, just almost because it meant that much to him, he didn't want to go in.
When did the movie add color into it? Because I felt
it was right after they got to the zone.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So all the stuff in the normal world was like that brown, white color, and then.
Because I woke up and I was like, whoa. This movie looks a lot better now.
Okay, so I have two questions. So there was a moment where it flashed to brown while they were in the zone, while he was taking a nap or whatever, while he was sleeping. Was that just to like represent his dream or whatever, like just him not
I think
being
that
in
was
his own world,
kind of similar, like the memories type thing. That was almost just him reflecting or something. Like, I don't know.
You can see it however you want.
Okay, so there's that. But so then, what did the dog represent?
Yeah, that's one thing that I was wondering with the movie, and I
didn't really get the dog.
Was it just kind of like a souvenir, almost like just like something to remember the zone by while he's in the outside world, because he kind of got something out of it this time he went?
No, because the dog almost didn't. It almost wasn't that. He just kind of was like, oh, the dog tagged along, and then.
Yeah, I'm not sure about
the wife.
that.
The wife was like, "Does anybody want a dog?"
Look up what the dog represents in Stalker. That's actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, I was trying to figure that out because I was like, this dog keeps appearing the whole time.
Yeah, it definitely means something about it.
And then it was just sitting there by the room.
Yeah.
Okay, also what I didn't get, though it was really confusing to me, that never got shown at all, was when they first walk into the place where the room is, they walk in, the professor looks and sees the dog and it's just laying there, or like next to the two like dead bodies or whatever, and like there's a door or something down the hallway to the left that just keeps opening and closing, or there's like a light that just and then
where the dead bodies were.
Yeah, he just kind of looks and he's like, and then he just walks away, and there's nothing else reference to that at all. I was very confused by that.
That's another one that definitely has some really, really deep meaning that would probably take 10 minutes to describe, but I did not see anything about that.
Yeah.
The video I watched was very general. It didn't really go into the specifics, because it was more about Tarkovsky as a whole and less about just Stalker. But yeah. His movies are all... And also he uses mirrors a lot in his movie. He literally, mirrors are a huge thing in his... Like, self-reflection is just a big thing about Tarkovsky. And literally one of his movies is called The Mirror, and it's an autobiography about him, apparently, I think, if I remember right. But, mirrors are a big thing in his work. Yeah,
there was a lot of reflection, just like in the water, or like just throughout the whole thing.
Yeah, I really liked and you talked about it, the, not the pan or the tilt, but like just the camera movement over that little bay thing, or over that little river thing.
Yeah, with all the stuff in the water.
And I was just like, because I was awake for that part, and I was like, wow, it's all aspects of life, and it shows how everybody of all different types of people have been there, but it's all like crumbling at the same time.
Yeah, I think that was showing everything dies almost.
Yeah.
Because like I was trying to pick out everything that there was in there. I think there were a couple different religious things in there. There was obviously like guns and stuff in there. It was almost like
there was
humanity.
cogs.
Yeah.
There was there books?
There were books, yeah.
Books?
There was like little letters and stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like all the memories, all the things that we think are important, like all disappear. In the end.
Crazy.
Or they just
stuff.
end up like trash in that little river.
And now we can talk about the. Oh wait, did you find out?
Yeah, well, okay, I've read 3 different things. I've read that it represents Jesus, it represents the zone's approval of their faith, and that it means nothing. I also read that it was like the eyes and ears of
the zone. Okay, that's also what I was thinking, is how the zone was like.
Yeah, okay, there's a thing they mentioned in the movie Jesus, and how like I think something about, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was something about Jesus like maybe being at the zone or something, but you don't know who he is.
Yeah,
you walk
that whole
alongside
idea
him,
of
but
him,
you
yeah.
didn't recognize
See,
him.
because the dog was just kind of there watching throughout the whole movie. Like, it would just, like, it wouldn't really show him watching them, but it would just cut to the dog randomly as they were, like, you know, doing whatever.
That would make sense, because I remember that line. The line was, like, Jesus walked along us, but nobody recognized him. He was just kind of there and was, like, taking it all in. So, I mean...
Dog Jesus?
Dog Jesus confirmed?
Yeah, we could also talk about the... I thought this movie was a very beautiful movie.
It was very
good.
It was beautifully shot. Yeah.
Very good.
That was
I
definitely my favorite part of it.
That was my favorite part.
And that's the thing. Like the way it was shot matches with the like slow nature of it, because it's just these really slow, like long. And also, it's impressive how the long takes worked.
Yeah.
Especially like because of how Tarkovsky, like with all the production errors that this movie had, and the fact that they shot it 3 times with like 3 different cinematographers.
And then everybody died.
And yeah, like pretty much everyone died, which is fun. Like Tarkovsky, I think died when he was like 60 or 50, 50 something. The actor, the writer, he died from it.
Also,
cinematographer died.
I remember seeing a picture of like them like being in a big thing of like smoke. Am I wrong? Was that ever in the movie? I felt like I was asleep for it. Was that ever in the movie or no?
A big thing of smoke.
Yeah.
I mean, they're in like foggy environments. But
Yeah, fog. That's what I meant.
Yeah, but I mean, what got them though?
Like where it was like up to their legs.
Really?
Yeah,
was that a scene?
The part that from my understanding, is the only part that had like chemicals, and like the part that killed them
I know what you're talking
was that river with all the stuff on top.
Yeah.
What that stuff on top was waste from a paper plant that was up the river, and you can see like dust speckles, and those were most likely poisonous. Because like people that were on set got allergic reactions on their face when they shot that, and then they all died basically like less than 10 years later.
Never mind. I thought that was fog. It's not.
The sand dune shot, that room, that's so cool.
Yeah, I like that.
That's like probably the most, that and also when the writer puts on the crown of thorns. Those are like the 2 iconic shots from Stalker. Those are the 2 bangers.
I did really like all of the different shots in it. It was very cool to watch.
And yeah, this may have been one of the coolest like environments for shooting I've ever seen.
Yeah. The only thing that maybe I think the one thing that really I didn't like was there were a lot of just random cuts to environment that
For 30 seconds?
Yeah, it would just like they'd be like walking and doing something. I'd be like watching, and then all of a sudden it would cut like to a random thing of trees. I'd be like, and they'd still be like talking. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
And then it was
I know
just,
it's because Tarkovsky wants you to notice all the details of everything in that shot, and he wants you to take in the environment. That's like the purpose. Because if they cut away from that, you can't really get as immersed into it. In his eyes, that's what he.
This shot I loved.
Yeah, the tunnel.
I just didn't like when there was something going on and it would cut away to something else.
Mm-hmm.
Because when it did that, I would look, and there was nothing in the frame that would be showing anything, and it was almost just to set up scenery, but it almost confused me more where everything was than to actually take it in. So that was the only thing.
See, for me it worked. For me, I was just like
there were a few moments like that it was like And it would show, like, sometimes it would show places that, like, were nowhere near where they were, too. Like, they would be by the, like, tunnel and the waterfall and everything, and then all of a sudden it would cut to, like, trees over here. And I'm just like,
That's another thing. It's
Don't
like your
see trees.
memories. Memories are like just this jumble
it just
of
kinda,
things.
Those were the few moments, like, when that would happen, those were the few moments that I kind of got taken out of the movie. But other than that, I was mostly engaged the whole time.
Yeah, I was surprised with how engaged I was. I knew I would like the movie going in, but I didn't think I would be like there for the whole thing. It was just so. It's mainly because of those environments. It's just such a cool shooting location.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Yeah, and also just like this is a movie that gets better the more you read into it, and it gets a lot better the more you read into it.
But yeah,
and
you just uncover every single question that you had about it, because there's about 1 million that go on.
Yeah. And like just especially with this one, with the production also behind the scenes and just how awful it was. Like the first time they shot it on an experimental film, and Soviet like film houses weren't equipped to develop it, and so it was very dark and green, I guess, when it came out. Then he hired a new cinematographer. They reshot it, and he said it was garbage, and it was like the movie had no magic, I think is what Tarkovsky said. So he fired him, and then they hired a new cinematographer, and then that was the final version. But actually, some of the shots are from the second version, I think. The river, the one that poisoned them, that's from the first or second version. That one is, but the rest are from the third. So they did utilize some of those parts. And apparently, I think also in the video I watched,
you said it came out like green or something. Was that the shots that they like from the beginning, or was that?
I think they scrapped the whole first version. I think that part's gone. Because it was supposed to be green, but it wasn't supposed to be it was green. Very green and very dark and hard to see stuff. But yeah, I love the color in this movie also. Yeah. I thought the color was really cool.
The color when they got to the zone was really cool,
and honestly, like the car scene, like some of the shots when they're driving around were really cool. Yeah, like the one where he backs in, and then the camera like zooms on the wall and then goes up and he's like in the window. I thought that was really cool.
I like the one where he followed the train into the zone.
Oh yeah, and the Jeep's like struggling to get over. Yeah. That was sick.
That was cool.
Because you could tell that like these guys are actually just out there, just like driving a Jeep over train tracks. Like this is not faked at all. They're just doing it. They're also poisoning themselves.
They're also killing
in a river.
themselves.
Sweet. Yeah. It makes me excited to watch next Tarkovsky movie, which apparently I've heard Ivan's Childhood is a lot more of a normal movie because it was his first movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
When was it made?
60s, I think. Early 60s. But apparently I've heard it's really good too.
The Soviet thaw.
The Soviet thaw. So that's what I'm learning about. I had something else to say about that, but
personally, for me,
I need to think.
It was very drawn out, which is good in a stylistic point of view, not good in a pay attention to the movie point of view. And like Joe said, that's American talk, which I understand, but it's just like that's true. Like, I feel like for anybody,
it's just the way that like growing up you're used to, like it's just like how you are raised, I guess. Yeah. If you're raised on movies like that, or just the way of raising an American child, is it's just the American way. Yeah. Action-packed, baby.
I also think I don't even think it was the length for a lot of the things. I think it was mostly what I said when it would plug in. Like I could understand if they would plug in like those random shots of scenery while things were going on, but the length of those stuff that got plugged in was just too long, and I don't know. Some of the stuff was, I agree, pretty drawn out. Like there were, I literally said last night, there was literally a shot of somebody sleeping for a solid 30 seconds with nothing happening. Yeah. Yeah.
The thing is with that, I feel like it would almost feel out of place if that was quick, but then all the other scenes were just very drawn out.
Yeah, that's why I think almost just that should have just been,
Yeah, but then, like I said, the movie we would not be talking about it here if it wasn't like how it is.
Well, that's the only way how it is. Just like certain parts of it, I just thought they just take you out of like what's going on. I feel like.
But I just feel like that's Tarkovsky's. It's his style. It's his filmmaking voice speaking. Yeah. He loves. I guess
immersion. In a way, it almost makes you
impatient.
It's almost like purposely makes you impatient to see what's gonna happen next.
Yeah, exactly. I think, and it builds tension that way too. You see these people just slowly walking. There's no cuts. It literally, you just sit there and you're just like, what is gonna happen? Like anything could happen now, and then it's just nothing.
Yeah.
Like there's just no payoff, and I think that's part of the purpose. And that could be another thing about religion, like blind faith.
Yeah.
You're just seeing all this stuff happen, but it's like there's no payoff to anything. You're just hoping.
Yeah.
You're hoping that something happens. I think yeah. Very interesting way to tell a story. I can definitely see why it's had like so much. It's probably the most, besides Star Wars, it's probably the most influential sci-fi movie.
Yeah.
And maybe like 2001.
Yeah, 2001.
But what's actually really funny, I learned about Tarkovsky. He hated 2001. He thought it was an awful movie.
Wow.
He thought it was a terrible movie.
That's interesting because there are a lot of
there are similarities.
A lot of similarities.
Yeah.
But I think that Kubrick isn't really like Tarkovsky's movies are spiritual experiences. And I think that's
2001 is a spiritual experience too.
Yeah.
The ending is.
It's 100% spiritual.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it, so I don't know why I'm trying to talk about it, but
the ending is.
But what I want to do,
very interpretive.
What I want to do though is Tarkovsky made a movie pretty much in response to 2001, even though he has said that it's his least favorite movie I think that he made. But it's called Solaris, and it's about a spaceship that orbits a mysterious like water planet basically that can like infiltrate your mind, I think. And it makes like perfect copies of people. It makes blanks, which that's another inspiration.
It's literally Camino.
Which that's I'm pretty sure another inspiration for The World's End was Solaris, another Tarkovsky movie. That's another Tarkovsky influence around movies. And like I said, Stalker, like most sci-fi movies that you see nowadays are some way, shape, or form inspired by this.
Yeah.
Or like video, and also it spawned video games. And actually, what's funny, what year was the Chernobyl disaster?
I have no idea.
Was it 80
but
something?
This also reminded me of Chernobyl.
But this is before Chernobyl. Let me check this real quick.
Yeah, it is a very, very good movie.
I say we start rating it because I
wait. I have one more thing.
It'll be 20 minutes later.
I have one more thing. Yeah, it was 1986, and actually, one thing is the people who in Chernobyl, when Chernobyl was going on, the people who went in to go, I think, clear the graphite off, or like some of the people that were first in there, that were leading people in there, called themselves stalkers after this movie, which is kind of a cool little fact.
Cool fact. All right, Joe, your movie you rate
5 out of 5.
My movie actually.
Yeah, but I explained it 5 out of 5. It
Joe
lived up to it.
It was like, do Stalker.
Yeah. I mean, you wanted to do it too.
Yeah.
But I would say it's a 5 out of 5. It lived up to my expectations, and it only gets better the more I watch like videos about it.
2 5 out of 5.
Last week was 2 6 out of 6 or 6 out of 10s. I've been repeating ratings every week.
I can't rate the movie.
That's fair.
So
this is a fair movie to not rate.
I just can't because I wasn't.
You didn't see all of it.
I know. Even if you watch it though, I would say this is a movie that you could just say I don't know what I think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I don't know, but I'm gonna base this just off the like how much I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna give it a 2.5 out of 5. I mean, that's just how much I enjoyed it. I didn't really enjoy it at all, but I think it was quality enough to give a 5 out of 10. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a 5 out of 10 also, partly because I just don't know, but it's like such a cool movie to just like interpret and like and just all the shots and stuff. Yeah,
I would definitely recommend that you guys watch videos, especially that like Stories of Old video. It just gives so much like context to Tarkovsky.
Yeah, but also I think a movie shouldn't have to be looked up. That's another big thing. I don't think you should have to look up an ending. I think you should be able to, like, if you look at it and you interpret it, you enjoy it.
Yeah, but some people have to have big brains to do that.
Yeah, this is one that makes you because I don't think any of us are smart enough to really get what Tarkovsky was.
Oh, probably not
saying with this at all.
But in the same fashion, if I watch a movie, I'll enjoy it if I enjoy it, because I like. Like I feel like to truly enjoy a movie, you shouldn't have to look stuff up.
So basically, what you're saying is you have a small brain.
No.
I'm just kidding.
I just kid.
I kid.
All right, so it's movie recommendation time
All right.
for
Jackson,
the homies.
I'm gonna let you go first because I have a couple differences, and if you might have the same
Okay.
one as me.
We're gonna watch
movies.
Knives Out from my movie.
Fuck, I just watched. Okay.
Did you just watch it?
I think everyone's seen that movie, but I like that movie.
I haven't seen it.
I have not seen
I'll
it.
watch it again. Oh, you guys? Okay, yeah.
I'll
let's
watch it
that.
again.
Okay, well, I haven't seen it. I thought nobody had seen it, but we're gonna watch that. I've heard it got really good ratings.
Hey, fuck.
So
It is a good movie. I really enjoyed it.
a little more fun movie.
All right.
It is a good.
Okay, World's End wasn't fun. We gave us probably the most fun movie we watched and the least fun movie we watched. It's a give and take week, but
I was kind of wanting to go 2001 just because you haven't seen it, and have you seen it?
I'll probably watch that on my own time.
Yeah, but like,
Because I don't know if I want to do 2 weeks in a row where we watch just crazy long
Interpretive.
movies.
yeah, and yeah, they're both very
They're
slow
very
paced.
Yeah,
just
very
like,
similar.
yeah. But I'm going to go with Tenet.
Yes.
Okay, is that-
Oh my!
is that
I was
available?
gonna do that.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
on streaming
I was gonna
services?
do that.
Yeah,
Triple check that real quick.
I'm gonna triple check
Let's
that
go.
real quick.
Nice.
I was gonna
I
do
wanna
that.
see
I
that.
was like, should we drive?
Yeah,
to
I'm
watch
almost
that.
100%
That's on my watch
sure.
list, so I want to watch that boy. Chris
Yes.
Nolan.
So, do we have to go to the theater?
Because there are no theaters
If we do, we can
There
just drive to OP. It's 30 minutes away. We can do it.
That
one
is
night.
true.
Cool.
It's in theaters still.
It is in theaters.
Oh god.
We get to go to a movie theater, guys.
Let's go.
Those are nice.
Sims, go to the movies.
Sims go to movies.
All right. Well,
Hey, we're just
Let
gonna.
us-
I really wanted to see this
We're just
movie
gonna have to
anyway.
take a day then where we carpool. I don't know.
we carpool.
I mean, we
Couple
can't.
of-
Like, we can just
figure
go
this out
over
later.
the
I have work in
weekend or
13.
something.
okay, this
All
guy
right.
has work.
All right.
We're done. Episode 27. Thanks for listening. Join us next week. Goodbye, everyone.